Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about things. I'm not going to try to make this a 20-minute video, so I'm going to kind of go through this stuff fast. Is the 12 worst foods you can consume when you're playing a softball tournament. And guys, I try to stay away from these foods I'm going to mention in this list here all the time. I actually don't consume a lot of this, especially when I'm playing softball, but I know when we get out there and we're playing, a lot of the concession stands will have shitty foods. I mean, I haven't been anywhere where they had actually anything, any kind of complex carbohydrates that you can consume to keep your energy level up when you're playing. I think a couple of them had jerky, and that was it, which I'm a firm believer in jerky because the protein and the fat, you need that. But guys, I'm going to go real quick through a list of 12 foods you guys need to stay away from, especially when you're playing a senior softball tournament. As we get older, you notice that we cannot digest our food like we did in our 20s. You know, we can't eat the pizza like I guarantee I did back in the 20s and actually feel good or feel like we can actually compete at our top level. Because it's a shame when you get into the gym and you get to these tournaments and you have no fuel to help your body to compete at the level that you actually got in the gym to prepare for it to compete. So I'm going to go through these 12 foods, guys. A couple of them are not foods. A couple of them are drinks, too, that I want you guys to stay away from, that I stay away from. The number one is these sports drinks. And you guys have seen them out there. A lot of you guys, I see, have them in your hand. If you would just realize how much sugar is in a sports drink, and it does have electrolytes. There's just so much shit out there. Drink water. Just stay with water. Don't get your sports drink because there's up to like 17, 18 tablespoons of sugar in a sports drink. So stay away from the sugars. Number two is tacos. Now, after I do this video, I'm going to do another video next week about the 10 best foods you can actually, and where to go eat. That's going to be in my next video. It's going to talk about the 10 best foods you can eat at a softball tournament. But guys, it's hard. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, as you get out of town and you're playing in these tournaments, there's nowhere. There is some places, but usually the places, it's all fast food. And you really want to stay away from fast food. Number two is tacos, and mainly because of the flour tortillas. I haven't been anywhere where they serve corn tortillas at a softball tournament. And usually if I have to get a taco, I'll get a corn tortilla, and then I'll have either a brisket, I'll have a brisket taco, a chicken taco, or a asada taco, which is like a fajita meat, beef fajita. And I'll eat it, like if they don't have corn, I'll actually eat the meat out of the taco. And but stay away from the flour, the white flour. Number three is hamburgers. Now, I've heard a couple of you guys out there talking about having discussions on the message boards about what you guys eat. And a lot of you guys throw McDonald's in there. Guys, stay away from the freaking hamburgers anywhere, even at the place because of the bread. For one, if you have to, I'll just ask for a hamburger patty, and I'll get a napkin and soak up the grease, and then I'll put it in between some lettuce, and I'll eat it that way. So, but stay away from the hamburgers, even from your restaurants, your McDonald's and Whataburger and stuff like that. Number four is candy. And I see this in a lot of the concession stands out there. There's a lot of candy being sold, and a lot of you guys grab a Snickers bar, and there's too much sugar. And it will give you that little bit of spike because it does spike your insulin. So it'll give you that little bit of spike of energy, but you're going to crash, and it doesn't last that long. So stay away from it. Number five is pizza. Now there's so many things I consider to talk about. The tomato paste in the pizza, it's inflammatory. The white flour that they make the pizza with. I mean, just stay away. If there's too many carbs, there's just way too many carbs in pizza, and you don't want to consume at our age, you don't want to consume that many carbs because it's going to bog you down. Number six, a lot of white food. Now, white food comes white pasta, white bread, white potatoes, mashed potatoes. So stay away from those, guys. Again, you don't want that insulin spike. That's just going to go up and go straight down. It's going to bog you down. It's going to make you actually weaker. Number seven, fried foods. Anything fried catfish, fried chicken, Any kind of battered fried stuff. Again, you were talking about battered, which has flour in it. Stay away from the flour. And then a lot of your battered stuff has grease. A lot of your fried stuff has grease in it. It's not the good grease either. I mean, I'm talking about, it's not the virgin olive oil. They're not frying it virgin olive oil. So stay away from all your fried foods, all of them, guys. Even chicken wings have fried, battered stuff on too. Number 8, and this is, they sell a ton of this in concession stands, is your chips. Again, you want to stay away from your potatoes, your corn chips, your potato chips. If you have to, guys, I mentioned corn chips. If you have to, and you're like having this crash where you got to get your energy level up, get a little bit of a corn chip and then eat like half a cup, and then that's it. But don't stay with keep on eating chips all day, because that's the only thing in concession stands. Number 9, and I know this gonna hate my Texas boy is gonna hate me for this one, is Mexican food. The worst thing you can eat, guys. One of the big top 3, especially here in Texas, because we have great Mexican food here, is play your first game, second game, and then you go and eat a big Mexican food meal because of the fat content and the flour. Because Hispanic people put flour freaking in everything they cook. Your tortillas, they give those to you in there. Guys, stay away from it. It's going to take, I guarantee you, 6-7 hours for your body to digest, for your stomach to digest that food. And you're going to be tired the rest of the day. So don't do it. Stay away from the Mexican food. Number 10 is artificial sweeteners, guys. Artificial sweeteners, I hate. Your aspartame, your sweet and low. The only sweetener that I consume, and I actually carry packages with me, is your stevia that's made from the plant. That's probably the best that you can consume. But stay away from your artificial sweeteners for so many reasons. That shit is toxic to your body. Number 11 is cereals. A lot of your cereals have sugar in it. Now, I'm not talking about your oatmeal and cream of wheat or stuff like that. I'm talking about cereals that you can mix milk in with. Guys, for one, if you get a colored cereal, there's a shitload of dyes they put in it that's bad for your body as you get older. So stay away from the cereals. Way too much sugar in cereals. If you got to get, the one thing I taught, Cheerios without the sugar in it, you can get away with getting some of that, and then using, if you got to do a sweetener, use stevia to put it in it if you have to. But just basically, I try to stay away from all cereals. And number 1, guys, and I think that's it. Number 1 is steaks. Now, it's low carb. Steaks don't have that many carbs in it, but it has a ton of fat. Especially when you go, out of town and you go to a restaurant at night. It takes, our body, as we get over the age of 40, it takes us a long time to digest the steak because of the fat content in the steak. Now, I'm a firm believer, like on maybe a Friday night, consume a steak, because you got till Saturday to go play ball. But guys, when you're playing a tournament, stay away from the steaks. It's just way too much fat that we're consuming, the saturated fat. And when you're buying a steak from a restaurant out of town, you're not really getting a good steak, guys. I cook steaks on the weekend on a barbecue pit, and I think that's the best steak because I actually can hand pick them and stay away from the fat and get you. And I get a high quality steak too on the weekends when I cook for the kids and stuff, and I'll cook them steaks. But guys, that's my 12. Stay away from. And basically, I see a lot of you guys out there, and here's the deal. What you're doing is you're putting in the work. You're going out and hitting a lot of balls. You're going out and you're hitting the weights, and then when you get to a softball tournament, you eat like shit because that's the only thing that's out there. But guys, if you just stay on a plan, and like you have 3 links. You've got your working out, then you've got your hitting balls, and then you got your nutrition, in your eating. So if you don't eat good, all this working out and hitting balls is like for shit. So you've got to have all of them, and you got to keep in tune every one of them to actually perform at the highest level when you go to these softball tournaments. And my next video is going to be on the top 10 best foods you can eat at a softball tournament and where to go. Guys, I've been doing this for years. I will not eat anything bad at a softball tournament because I do want to keep my energy levels from the first game to the last game that I play in. But I'm going to tell you guys where to go eat when you're out of town, and you can actually drive around, and I tell you what foods to eat when you go there. Thanks, guys.